All right, sweetie. चलो फिर आज ਅਸੀਂ बनाने हैं sabudana the patties, like what as traditionally you call it, in our air fryer. So basically it's no fry kind of sabudana and potato tikkis, but no fry. And also we are not using traditional peanuts like how you roast them and put them. We're using peanut butter instead of this. So let me show you the things we need. Obviously the tapioca pulse, and we used 2 cups. We soaked it. It's been almost 5 hours now. It's soaking. So we're gonna drain it and let it sit in the strainer so that all the water comes out too. And these are 2 potatoes, and we used our instant pot to boil them, and they're russet potatoes. It depends how much patties or varas you want to make also, but we used almost 1 large and 1 medium-sized potato, russet potato, because they are quite big. And the spices we are using is black salt, pink salt, red crushed chilies, not crushed chili, sorry, red chili powder, black pepper, jeera powder. Now this is optional. This is you know how you put dry spices, you make that jeera and few other ingredients you add to make dahi, the spices to spread on dahi masala, basically for dahi chaat and all that. So I have this one, so I'm replacing jeera for this because this has almost everything in this. That's why. Otherwise, if you don't like this, you can add jeera. And we melted almost a 1/2 cup and little bit more of peanut butter we're going to be putting in this recipe. And we need almost 1 tablespoon of ginger paste. Now this is optional. My kids don't like green chilies, so I'm going to add some green chilies for myself later on. And cilantro. And this is 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, which we already squeezed. Now keep it in mind, if you're using this kind of chaat masala or any kind of spices like this, make sure you don't put too much lemon, otherwise the taste is going to be a little bit more soury. So now let's go. Now why we are using panko? The panko is basically we're going to just coat the patties from outside to make it more crispy. ऊपर करके दिखाना होगा कुछ. बस अंदर में पिक्चर लेना. So this is how the tapioca pulse is gonna be after soaking them almost for now 6 hours, and that's how we strain it and let it sit in the strainer. If you have 2 cups, you need to wait first before you add 1 cup in this and then do another cup. Okay, so now we are adding potatoes. Basically we mash the potatoes separately before we add it to this. It's a little bit more easier. The lemon juice goes in, and you can use white salt if you want to. You don't have to use black salt, but we like this one. And also it depends on your flavor how much you want. Red chili powder, and because we are adding 2 kinds of peppers, so we don't want to overdo it. So this is black pepper. It's basically coarsely ground black pepper, and it really tastes good in this. And then we are adding 1 teaspoon of this masala, which is basically chaat masala, you can say, or dahi masala, which has jeera powder already in it. And then we will be adding the ginger powder paste. Then goes the cilantro. Just mix them well first before you add peanut butter. So now if you want less of potatoes, you can do that, but if you're making it for kids, you want to go a little bit more with the potatoes. It tastes really good. And also, like, if you think the patties are, the vadas are breaking apart, you can add some kind of gluten-free flour, like kuttu atta. Okay, you see now how it's getting already sticky? And that's what the peanut butter did basically. And it's crunchy peanut butter. You can use any, but crunchy is better. You still have that nutty flavor. What in traditional vadas you can get. And because peanut butter has its own oil as well, we don't need more oil to cook it. And that's the reason I also added that kind of like chaat masala flavors, because it cuts off the sweetness of the peanut butter as well. So you just mash them properly. Not mash, like mix basically. And you're gonna feel like it's getting hard and you might not be able to work, but you'll see once it's done. Okay, I need to wash my hands first. Okay, now we're gonna be using a little bit oil on our hands just to make them ready to use this, because it's sticky because of peanut butter. And depends on the size, but I'll prefer the smaller size because that way it will get nice and crispy. Just keep pressing them like this. Put your panko in the plate like this. Now this is also optional, but actually it really keeps the vadas crispy and nice. Now we're gonna keep making first. Okay, notice how we already made the patties now, or whereas you can say, I'll prefer making smaller ones if I want to freeze them, because that way it's easy to freeze them. And also if you make the smaller ones, it's easy to flip them when it's time in the air fryer. And also now we're not going to add too much oil. You can use the spray oil, and oil can be any coconut, olive oil, with mustard oil, whichever you want. So we're going to just slightly pat with the oil. Next time I'll do with the spray bottle. It's just my spray bottle is not working properly today, but it's much more easier to use the spray oil. And less again. Remember, the peanut butter, it has a good amount of oil in it, so you don't want to add too much oil. So I'll be picking the patties and putting them in the Instant Pot. Oh, sorry, I keep saying Instant Pot, in the air fryer. And in the meantime, you can make some tamarind chutney or green chutney. There's still a room for the last one, so I put it in the middle. Okay, and now we're gonna put it on almost 400, not almost 400 at for like 15 minutes, and rest it depends on your own in air fryer model. Now we are setting it at 15, but we're gonna check in between, because as I said, temperature varies, plus the ingredients what you're using, it depends on that too. And also we need to flip them one time in between after 6 to 7 minutes. Okay, and now we are flipping them. You just need to be gentle so that you do not break them apart, because they're still halfway. This way they will be well done on both sides and more crispier. And as I said before, it's 11-12 minutes, but we figured out like you can go up to 18-19 minutes as well. It depends on the crispiness of the vadas you want. And also in the meantime, we are making more. Once we finish up with this batch, we're gonna make more. Okay, so the vadas are done, if you can see. So we made a lot of vadas because we want to freeze them. My kids are at home and they do want to eat snack more often now. So I'm going to freeze some of them and use them whenever I need them. I can reheat them. So in description, we're going to post, like if you just want to make 12 or 13, you might have to just use a cup of tapioca pearls, meaning Sabudana cup, and 2 medium-sized potatoes. Then you're not gonna having such a big batch, but maybe depends on the size, 13 or 15 patties. So this is how we're gonna be serving them. You can make peanut chutney, you can make yogurt chutney, green mint chutneys. And right now we have tamarind and a little bit of mint chutney. And that's what we're gonna be serving it with. And our dog loves it too, looks like, because she's been barking ever since we started cooking it. And that's how we make our Sabudana vadas, or you can call it tikkis, but air fried, no deep fried.
Yummy! Thanks for